There's no implications. There's no private information anywhere. It's just a straight up list of people that I wanted to acknowledge are not doing, in my opinion, good things for the video game industry.
He said that he had reached out to Carolyn Petit, right, which is the trans dude, and tried to essentially get her to be held accountable by Carolyn Petit. Yeah, that's not happening. that's not happening. Companies like Kotaku are born and bred through, I guess activism would be the word. They're born and bred through activism. So activism is their entire like reason for existing. If you look at the people that worked for Kotaku, whether previously or current, you're going to realize that they have, they have a little bit of a connection. Let's just say they have a very interesting hiring practice where they hire certain kinds of people. So needless to say, they all think the same. That's just how it goes. So I highly doubt that Carolyn Petit will ever have held Alyssa Mercante responsible. Honestly, I think Alyssa Mercante could probably off someone in real life, and Carolyn Petit would still defend Alyssa, most likely. Just being real with you.
That's fair. It's well within my right or anyone else's right to do that. After the site went back up and Mercante tried to avoid taking a major L, she had to evolve her tactics once more into turning it into now legal threats. Going on rants on Twitter talking about how she plans on suing me, up to and including attempting to start a crowdfunding campaign to gather funds together to sue me.
Just FYI, to this day, still no legal letter. I know she said that she was like, look out for the legal letter, ugly. Yeah, no, nothing. Literally nothing. So just figured I'd throw that out there.
For what? Defamation? Cyber stalking? These are her words on tweets, not mine. Ironic coming from someone who cyber stalked my wife and DM'd her completely out of the blue when I have done none of that. But yet she is projecting, which is what these types of people always do, once again. I'm not going to lie. The relentless onslaught of attacks has left me feeling a bit drained.
There's a super chat for $2. Says, hi, I'm just curious. Is Alyssa Mercante pretty? Alyssa Mercante, you don't have to super chat on an alt account to yourself to call yourself pretty. I don't know. I don't know. You don't have to do that. We already have a troll account that represents you perfectly. There's no reason for you to make an alt account.
Grappling with the weight of unwarranted scrutiny and animosity, but I push forward, knowing what I'm doing has the full support of the gaming community in general. I've had a ton of people reach out to me, thanking me, pushing me forward, telling me they have my back, and what I'm doing is good for the entire gaming community at large. It's avoiding these types of people and pushing them out of our space. But that doesn't stop Alyssa from coming back at me. And she tweeted about me.
You know what's hilarious about all this? So, you know, we are trying to fight against these people who have invaded the gaming space, and they're the ones trying to get rid of us initially from the space that they co-opted. They try to say that we're racist, we're this, we're that, sexist. But I'm glad to see, you know, people fighting back more. You know what I mean? We've been talking about this for well over 2 years, and we'll keep talking about it, you know. But I'm glad to see that people are waking up. And you know what's hilarious about all this? People are waking up more, not necessarily because of what we're doing, right? Because we do wake people up little by little, you know, as our subscriber bases grow and we get more of a reach and whatnot. We do wake people up. But you know what wakes people up even more? What wakes people up even more is when psychopaths like this put out their views out there and attack people that had nothing to do with it. Right? So like when they write articles, like I told you about Celeblade, when they tried to make an article about how to unlock the new outfits, but before they told you how to unlock the new outfits, they gave you 3 paragraphs of basically telling you how much of a terrible human being you are as a gamer. Yeah, that kind of shit is what wakes people up. Or at least that is what gets people to go down the rabbit hole of finding people like me. That's the ironic thing. They don't realize that their own words and their own actions are what really causes people to go down rabbit holes and seek out content like this and try to figure out, am I crazy? You know what I mean? It's that kind of mindset. They think to themselves, I'm thinking a certain way about this, but is there anybody else that realizes this too? That's really the question. They're like, am I just alone here? Let me look it up. Let me Google what I think is happening with this, this person. And then what ends up happening is they Google stuff, they research stuff, they go on Twitter, and they start going down a rabbit hole, and they're like, oh shit, there's thousands of people that think just like me. Wow, I didn't know that. Now I have a home. Let me go check out their content. And that's exactly what happens. Every single time it happens just like that. So that's why I kind of like the fact that X is such a free and open space, to the extent of you can see the dialogue from both sides, because I genuinely believe that the biggest ally, and I don't mean to use that cringe ass word, but the biggest ally to our cause is their own words. That's the biggest ally to us. These psychopaths will expose themselves over time, and it will get people looking for people like us. And they'll find us. And it'll keep growing and growing and growing from there. That's why I never want to censor these people. They want to censor us because they know that we're the ones growing from this, not them. That's why they want to censor us. They don't want us reaching more people. They don't want other people to realize they're not alone. But I don't want to censor them. They're amazing for us. I would never want to censor them. Even if they weren't amazing for us, I still wouldn't want to censor them because that's a pussy move. But that's besides the point.
Once again, if you guys want to see a grift happen in real time, and then she uses my full name, by the way, and I'm going to black it out here because I don't use my full name. That's kind of like a unwritten.
I'm not shocked by that. Smash JT, I don't know if your full name is technically public information. I have no idea, but I'm not shocked by that. That's what's called a bitch move. Like, she knows exactly what she's doing. You know, when you're on the internet, you refer to people as the username that they go by, right? If their first and last name is their username, then you refer to them as such, right? Like Ryan Roger Athe, he uses his whole name, so I refer to him as Ryan Roger Athe. But if he referred to him as something else, then I would refer to him as whatever it is, right? So that's essentially a passive-aggressive form of doxing, in my opinion, where she puts that out there, knowing that it's not readily available info, but because she looked it up, and mind you, she had to look it up to find it, that goes to show how obsessed she actually is with it.